When I was walking out to the mess the other night, I overheard two girls, probably from 7th or 8th grade, from Block 3, another Desi block. One of them was talking about making a small curtain for the tiny window in her bedroom out of an extra pillowcase she'd decorated with markers. She seemed really happy to have something pretty to look at, so her room felt more homey, she said. My gut twisted when she said those words, that she was happy with something so small, so simple. People need to do what they can to manage the day-to-day in this place, but making Mobius feel like home is the last thing I want. To me, it would feel like giving up. Still, I followed the girls back to their block after dinner and gave them the washi tape I'd brought along for some reason, but hadn't bothered unpacking. Sometimes it's the small things that give us hope and make life bearable. I'm sitting cross-legged on the floor of my little nondescript, white-walled prison room. Aisha's on my bottom bunk. This room, this unit, it's claustrophobic. But Aisha shares hers with her brother, so the small space of my room gives her a sibling-free refuge. Privacy. A tiny bubble where the cameras and guards and drones aren't looking at us. I sigh. We have no idea how long we're going to be in here, do we? We elected this guy who sees all of us as a threat. He doesn't have to let us out. We're like netted fish, struggling to find water, but we don't realize we're drowning on dry land. We have to get out. Aisha whispers. What do you mean? How do you propose to get out? I don't know, but we have to figure out something. There have to be others who feel the same way. I know there are. There's not just fear in the camp. There's anger, too. Anger can't turn off the electricity to the fence. And unless you're planning on getting out in a body bag. Aisha brings her hand to her mouth, stopping the words, but I was thinking them anyway. No, I'm planning on getting out alive. Think about it. There's never been a wall that people haven't been able to get by. You mean like the border wall? Yeah, and the Berlin Wall. Did you learn about that in history? Some people made it over in a hot air balloon or by digging a tunnel under the wall. We don't have shovels, and we don't have a hot air balloon, Aisha says. I shrug and let out a little groan. Look, she continues, I'm not saying that I'm not with you. I'm saying be realistic. Be smart. You're talking about the possibility of getting killed. My parents aren't going to go along with some escape plan. Would yours? Aisha's pitch rises as she speaks. I shake my head. They're too scared. But others aren't. Sohail, us. I know we can't do something stupid, but I don't want to be buried and forgotten here. I stand up and start pacing the tiny room, twisting the ends of my hair around my finger. I take a deep breath and puff out my cheeks, exhaling. When I turn to walk back in the other direction, I see Aisha chewing on her bottom lip. She's worried. You're right, I say. I didn't mean to sound flippant. Sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's the dust. It's the isolation. It's the fence. It's David. I want to talk to David, to hear his voice, or maybe... David? Aisha interrupts. And I realize I've been trying so hard not to think about him that I haven't told Aisha about him either. Saying his name out loud is a reminder of everything I've lost. My boyfriend. I guess he's still my boyfriend. I touch my infinity necklace. I don't know when I'll see him again. And who's he going to take to prom? Aisha's mouth drops open, and she tries to hold in a laugh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. I love how prom is on the list right after freedom and breathing. Oh my God. That's totally ridiculous, right? There are these moments when I still think this place isn't real, like it's a horrible dream. And for that minute, my mind feels free to think about, like, prom. I get it. We have to have those moments of remembering that we're human and thinking of regular stuff, or else the weight of this place would crush us. Like, have you seen Footloose? The movie? I ask. Yeah, it's like one of my mom's favorites from middle school. She made me watch it for mother-daughter bonding or something. Original only, not the remake. The entire premise is sort of ridiculous. Like, these kids stage a revolt because they're not allowed to dance in their town. Some preacher says it's against the Bible or something. Like Sharia law for Christians. I roll my eyes, since every Muslim understands the hypocrisy of right-wing xenophobes. They're all terrified of a word they don't understand, scared that religious law is going to infiltrate the land, but meanwhile they support the death penalty, are anti-choice, and think creationism should be taught in schools because of, wait for it, religion. Aisha smirks at me. Something like that. Anyway, they stage this dance outside the town limits to get around the law. I grin at Aisha, letting my mind float back to David, imagining prom with him, thinking of the last real smile we shared, and then our final, terrible, helpless moments together, where he was yelling at me to run. David, I say out loud. Aisha looks at me. David, he's on the outside. Maybe he could help us somehow. I mean, his dad used to work at the State Department. Though it's not like his dad has lifted a finger to help us so far. I doubt he's suddenly grown a conscience. I don't know. I might be grasping at straws, but that's all I've got right now. Can we even have visitors? You could try to put in a phone request to talk to David, but the director's people totally listen in. She pauses. Do your parents know you have a boyfriend? I nod, and Aisha rises, knocking her head on the edge of the bunk as she stands up. Damn it! Are you okay? I keep doing that too. Everything in this place is against us, even the stupid too-low bunk. Aisha rubs her head. I'm okay, but go on. I'm fascinated by this whole parental knowledge of boyfriend situation. I grin. I don't give them all the details, but yeah, they know. David comes over for dinner. He sometimes comes to the mosque with us. Last Ramadan, he even fasted a few days. Whoa! Is he going to convert? What? No. We've never even discussed it. His family is Jewish, and that's really important to him. I mean, half his dad's family was killed in the Holocaust, and his mom's family are Yemenite Jews who were refugees. Some of them just disappeared from camps. I pause for a moment, suck in my breath, listening to my words echo in my brain. History suddenly seems terrifyingly present. They've gone through so much to hold on to their family and their faith. David feels that very deeply, a kind of gratitude that his family survived, an obligation to never forget, and also to speak truth. Aisha looks at me with wide eyes. Wait, so David is brown and Jewish? I nod. Honestly, when we first met in grade school, I thought he was Desi. I think I just wanted to not be the only one, you know? A Desi Muslim girl from an immigrant family and a brown Jewish son of a refugee. You're like a dream team for Model UN. I grin. David knows his dad has white privilege, but he's seen his mom get hit with anti-Semitism and racism, so he kind of gets it, you know? We try to be open to learning about each other's faiths, ask questions, talk things out. Aisha nods. That's so great. And oh my God, For Shabbat dinners, his mom makes marak tamani, an amazing Yemeni stew, and this flaky fried bread called malawak that I love more than my mom's parathas. Don't tell her I said that. Aisha laughs. That would earn you a one-way ticket to a boarding school in India. I give her a tiny smile and then clear my throat, pretending I don't feel a lump welling in it. Anyway, can you imagine anyone wanting to convert now? Publicly? It would be too dangerous. A woman converted at our mosque a couple of months ago. She knew the risks, and honestly, her Arabic pronunciation puts mine to shame. What? Seriously? Is she in here too? Nah, I don't think so. It was after the census. Also, she's white, and I don't see any white converts in here. White-looking Arabs, yes. White Americans? No. Maybe they'll be brought in here soon, too. But you've looked around. You know. There's like a hierarchy for bigots, isn't there? Like their hatred of Muslims isn't equal. They dispense it in degrees. They hate some of us more. Like the darker your skin or the more foreign-sounding your name. And if you're black and wear hijab, you're getting the brunt of it. Honestly, I think some racists think Islam is a race or ethnicity and not a religion. Like we're all brown and from Muslimistan. A knock interrupts us. My mom's muffled voice comes through the door. Honey, we need to get Aisha home. We don't want her parents to worry. Just a sec, we'll be right out. Aisha grins. Your parents knock and don't immediately barge in? They're a dream. Maybe we can get them to talk to my parents. I take my parents for granted sometimes. I know plenty of kids, Muslim and not, who envy the trust my parents have in me. I've never really had to hide who I am in front of them. I know a couple of girls at the mosque who want to date openly and not sneak around, and others who are willing to be arranged. And there's a girl who is both hijabi and the homecoming queen. The thing is, my parents always told me never to judge another Muslim's religiosity. Each of us practices in our own way, and God alone judges. Let there be no compulsion in religion. Can't count the number of times my parents have quoted that ayat passage to me. Aisha and I exchange sad, knowing looks that don't need words. I open my door. My parents and I walk her the few steps back to her trailer. Aisha's mother sits on the steps to their Mercury home in anticipation. Who can blame her? The fever pitch of anxiety and fear is the everyday current mood at this place. We're all hyper-alert, a constant rush of adrenaline coursing through our bodies. I wonder what the crash will be like when it comes. While my parents exchange salams with Aisha's mom, I give my friend a quick hug and whisper, I'm going to see if I can get to David. Maybe there is some way he can help us. I'm really not sure if David could do anything for us, even if I am able to reach him somehow. But I want to leave her with a little hope as we say goodbye and gaze on the melancholy, drawn faces of our parents. I swear, all the parents here have only two looks anymore. Terrified worry, and a mask with a fake smile trying to hide their terror so their kids don't notice. When we leave Aisha's trailer, there's still an hour before curfew, so I convince my parents to take a short walk with me. Every time I'm outside now, I'm always watching, looking for a way out, paying attention to the guards who seem a little bored. In the dark, the searchlights and watchtowers are a menacing reminder that we're locked away. And I know the drones hover somewhere above our heads. I can feel the hum in my bones. The three of us quietly find our way back to our Mercury home. Corporal Reynolds is stationed at the top of our block. He catches my eye, but then quickly turns away. Chapter 10. Honey, get up. Your dad and I are heading to the community planning meeting at the hub. Then we're going to prayers. A few people are gathering for namaz in a trailer in Block 8. Eat something. I roll over and try to rub the exhaustion from my eyes. I never seem to sleep deeply here. It's like I'm asleep, but always on the edge of waking up. On the edge, period. Okay, Mom. Got it. I stick my hand out from under the blanket and give my mom a thumbs-up sign, since she's popped her head inside the door. Once she leaves, I get out of bed and stare into the mirror above the sink. Dark circles have taken up residence under my eyes. My parents seem to be settling in. Everyone is. Meeting people, organizing a school, scheduling regular prayers, divvying up work. My mom's actually seeing chiropractic patients at the clinic that some of the doctors have set up in a partitioned section of the hub. Every day for the past couple of weeks, my parents have been dropping hints that I should make friends, find something useful to do, form a book club. But the so-called library here is pathetic. There are barely any books, and it seems like all the internment-approved titles are by long-dead white dudes. I don't want to settle in. I don't want to adjust to the constant surveillance and the threatening gaze of white guards with weapons and the permanent smile of death from the director's purple lips. I don't want anyone to get used to it. And I need to see David. For no reason, for all the reasons. I swing my legs over the side of the bottom bunk, making sure not to hit my head as I get up. It's a lesson I learned the hard way during the first few days here at Mobius. I brush my teeth and scrub my face, being careful not to use too much water. Everything is rationed. There is food and water for everyone, but no extra. The worst is the shower timer. I miss taking long showers and washing and conditioning my hair. We all get 5 minutes a day. There is no luxuriating. No luxury, period. You can't even cheat because the shower turns off automatically. Another valuable first week of internment lesson. Take a shower at night so you don't feel like you're sleeping in a sandstorm. The most important lesson I've learned, though? Don't count all the things that existed for you then that you don't have now. Don't make that list. It will drive you mad. There's a knock at the door. I let Aisha in. We've been hanging out, doing our best to escape the claustrophobia of living behind a guarded electric fence. Gabbing, taking circuitous walks around the camp, meeting other kids who have nothing to do. And plotting how the hell we can get out of this place. Trying to reach David and get him to help feels both childish and impossible. But there's no other solution we've come up with that doesn't involve death. Or at least the chance of it. We're starting to realize that maybe it's a risk we have to be willing to accept if we really want to get out of here and aren't just pretending at escape. I haven't shared this with Aisha yet, but I'm giving myself 2 more weeks to figure it out. I work best with a deadline. Is David swoon-worthy? Her question totally comes out of left field. I'm sure he thinks he is. I laugh. But I never tell him that since I don't want him to get a big head. And is there anyone you find swoon-worthy? Someone in this camp, perhaps? Someone you've been talking to in the dinner line? Someone named Sohail? Aisha grins. Maybe. He seems to go out of his way to talk to me, and I am definitely encouraging him to do so. He's cute. He's smart. He's funny. But what can flirting be in this place besides an exercise in futility? I mean, it's not like we're going to go out on a date and then to prom. I grab Aisha's hand and squeeze. I'm glad she has a little distraction. I take a long, deep breath. while David's smiling face fixes itself in my mind. I miss David. A lot. I know it's only been a couple of weeks since I last saw him, but it feels like I haven't seen him in years. It's this place. It messes with time. I know. And I swear, if I hear the director's word vomit of unity, security, prosperity again, I'm going to scream. People are so scared of getting tased and disappearing that they're all keeping quiet. My parents are at the meeting too, and my little brother is playing soccer with a bunch of kids from this block and a couple of others. Some of the minders are the coaches. It's fucked up. The disappearances started last week. At first I didn't notice, but there's been talk. The Whisper Network, Sohail called it. Someone goes missing, taken in the night or ordered to report to the hub for questioning for some reason, and that person never comes back. I guess the director, his private security detail, the guards, try to keep their actions quiet. Except when they don't. 3 days ago, I heard that 2 guards caught a man leaving the hub after curfew. Apparently, he'd snuck in and attempted to access a computer. They stopped him as he was trying to get back to his trailer undetected, and he slashed one of them in the arm with a knife he'd stolen from the mess. When his partner tried to find him, the guards said he was gone. Not taken to a hospital, not in the brig. Gone. That's all they told him. I saw that man, the partner of the one who'd gone missing. I was walking toward the hub, and there was a crowd watching him run from guard to guard, frantic, asking questions about his boyfriend, where he was, when he'd return. The guards ignored him for a couple of minutes. Then one of them lost his patience with the man. The guard butted the man in the shoulder with his rifle. The man fell to the ground. The guards handcuffed him and took him away, too. The thing is, he didn't even fight back. And the rest of us who saw it happen just stood there, doing nothing, saying nothing. And then we dispersed. 2 men vanished. That's why I have to figure out some way to get out of here, to escape. When people lose hope, that's when the authority knows they've broken you. Sohail is in, right? I ask. What? He'll help us? I don't know. I think so, but I haven't asked him directly. We mostly talk about, our favorite fandoms and the crappy food here. I saw him arguing with his parents when they were walking out of the mess last night. His mom tried to shut him down, but I heard him say he wasn't going to play dead when our rights were being trampled. Aisha whisper sings. You say you want a revolution. What's up with you and the golden oldies? It's like an affliction. It's my parents. They skipped the lullabies and started us with the Beatles, and then worked their way up to Nirvana, which is where their extensive knowledge of music comes to a screeching halt. I'm not paying full attention. I'm staring out my little window as an idea forms. Corporal Reynolds is talking to the guards posted at my block. This place inspires secrets. I have mine, but so do others. Follow me. I get up from the floor. Ooh, are we hitting the mall? Maybe a movie? The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Are we speaking in code now? I shake my head. I keep thinking about how I can get to David. We're allowed phone calls, right? I'm going to ask. But they're totally listening in on the calls, and you have to submit a requisition. Yep, I know. But I'm going to roll the dice on a hunch. I walk out of my room. Aisha follows. When we step out of my trailer, I turn to her and say, Go along with it, okay? And then go back to your trailer. Now look concerned. Like you're trying to console me. I'm going to start crying. Aisha knits her eyebrows together. Well, that won't be hard, because I am concerned that you're about to do something stupid. I stop and turn to Aisha and take her hand. Listen, you don't have to go along with this. I know there are risks, but we've been talking for days. I'm tired of talking. Aisha nods. I wait for her to head toward her trailer, but she squeezes my hand and smiles. We turn back toward the guards, toward Corporal Reynolds. Fake crying isn't hard. It's stopping yourself from crying that is more challenging in this place. As we near the head of the block, I clear my throat loudly and wipe away my tears. Corporal Reynolds looks at me. So do the other guards. He takes a step toward us. I haven't spoken to him since he caught me outside after curfew. I wipe my clammy hands on my jeans. Aisha puts her arm around my back and squeezes. She also steadies me because my knees buckle a little. Ladies. Corporal Reynolds removes his mirrored lens sunglasses as he steps closer. Is there a problem? Here goes nothing. I need to make a phone call. Corporal Reynolds takes a deep breath. There's a procedure for that. It's just that it's her 1-year anniversary, and she wants to talk to her boyfriend. She hasn't gotten to talk to him since we've been in here. Aisha tilts her head toward me. Can't you help? Please? The tone in her voice is pitch perfect. Concern, pity, slight pleading for a rescue. He looks at us. Pauses. Pausing is good. It means he's thinking about it. My shoulders tense. I feel Aisha's arm tighten around my back. Corporal Reynolds nods. Okay. Come with me. Aisha and I exhale. I give her a little hug, and she whispers, Jazakallah. Tears spring to my eyes. Maybe because it's the first time it actually feels like I really need divine intervention in my life. May God reward us all. Corporal Reynolds and I walk toward the hub. The adrenaline surging through me makes my heart feel like it might explode out of my chest. I swallow and keep swallowing. I'm so parched. I try to focus outward. He keeps his eyes ahead as he strides forward. When he realizes I have to speed up to keep pace, he slows down. Even, regular steps. His broad shoulders round forward ever so slightly when he walks. He keeps his hair cropped short in the back. I can tell it's been recently cut because of the uneven tan on the skin visible between his shirt collar and the back of his fitted sandstone infantry cap. His sleeves are rolled all the way down today, so I don't see his compass tattoo. I feel like I should say something. I'm not quite sure why, but this silence feels weighty, too inflated, and I want to let the air out. Maybe it will help me breathe. But my mind goes blank. I clear my throat. Corporal Reynolds, sir? I was wondering if you binged the new season of The Defenders? We don't get it on the inside, and I'm dying to know what happens. But mainly what happens with Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. I hate that Iron Fist is making a cameo. I couldn't even watch his series. It was totally whitewashed. Corporal Reynolds slows down and furrows his eyebrows at me for a second before his face relaxes a little. It's on my watch list, but I haven't started this season. I'll let you know. Thanks, I say. Then I work up a little more courage to continue. And thank you for letting me call David. We'll see how it goes. Don't say anything to anyone. I nod. I glance at his holstered gun, and then I'm in my home, and the suit is drawing his handgun on me, and the other suit is throwing my dad to the ground, and I hear my mom scream. She would be screaming right now, too, if she saw me walking anywhere with a guard. I shake my head and mutter to myself to remember to breathe. Did you say something? Me? Oh, I decide to tell the truth. I'm reminding myself to breathe. Breathe? My family was forced into a prison camp for basically being alive, and you have a gun that you can use to shoot me if I do anything I'm not supposed to. So yeah, I'm trying to breathe. My jaw clenches. I can imagine the look of horror on my mom's face if she were listening to me. How frightened she and my dad would be. I'm terrified too, but I'm so tired of doing what I'm told to do and going along with this bullshit. The corporal slows his steps, then stops short and turns to me. I'm not going to shoot you. He speaks slowly, enunciating each syllable. He opens his mouth, hesitates. Also, you're right. Louis Tan should have played Iron Fist. The curve of a smile almost appears, but he seems to force it off his face. Then he continues walking, faster. I hurry to keep pace, allowing myself a small grin. We get to the hub, but he directs me to a trailer located beside the admin building where the director has an office. Corporal Reynolds looks around before he points me to a side door, which he quickly opens and then ushers me through. It's a trailer like the one my family was assigned to, but without a kitchen or living area. The unit has been retooled into an office. There's a rectangular table, like the kind we set up for bake sales at school, but narrower, pushed against one side of the trailer. 3 gray metal folding chairs are beside it. He motions to one of the 2 phones on the table. I take a seat. He picks up the handset and enters some kind of code. He hands it to me. 2 minutes, he says. I hold the phone to my ear. I don't remember the last time I picked up a landline. I mock my parents for still having one. But there it is, a dial tone. A regular landline dial tone, reaching out from the past like a security blanket, a sign that the world beyond this fence still exists. The phone slips in my sweaty palm, and I quickly reposition it at my ear. With shaking fingers, I press the buttons that will lead me to David, or at least to his voice. There are only 3 numbers besides my own that I've memorized. My parents' cells, and his. I wonder if he'll sound different. I wonder what I should say to him to get him here somehow, to get his help, while the corporal and whoever else listens in. He's turned his back to me at least. It's not much, but it's a gesture to give me a pretend kind of privacy. My heart thumps in my ears. It reverberates through my entire body. A sort of lightness swells in my chest, and I think it's something like hope. It hurts, like a muscle I haven't used. 2 minutes. Think, Layla. Get David here. Tell him you love him, but don't waste all your time on sentimental, mushy stuff. Panic grips me. I look around and my eyes fall on the microwave clock flashing the time in bright green numbers. It's a school day. David's in school. Right now, he's in English class. No, 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 no. Hey, it's David. You know what to do. And then there's only silence. David? I whisper, choking on my words. But then fury surges through me, and I slam the phone down. My mom's voice pops into my head. Take a breath, Layla. I push her voice out of my mind, shove it away, along with every ounce of reason I have. I'm angry. Rage burns my insides. I can't temper my feelings with logical thinking. Corporal Reynolds whips around, startled by the loud clatter of the handset against the phone's base. "Is there a problem?" "A problem? A problem?" I start to laugh, but choke on it. "Where should I start? It's not one problem, it's a million. It's my life. It's the fact that I'm in this fucking camp because I had the gall to merely exist." My stomach twists and knots, and I can hear my voice getting louder and my breath faster. But I don't stop. I step closer to Corporal Reynolds. "And you and everyone in here, every guard, every politician, every neighbor who watched us get taken away and said nothing. This nightmare is on you. I can't even make a goddamn phone call to hear my boyfriend's voice without begging. And I'm so sick of it. I hate the president, and I hate you. I hate you so much right now because you can shoot me for no reason at all, and no one will say a word. And I hate myself, too, because I'm so fucking stupid to yell at a guard, and now I have to bow down and count on your mercy to not throw me in the brig or disappear me like all those other people who just wanted to live." I suck in my breath. Hot tears splash across my face. I wipe them away with my sleeve, waiting for Corporal Reynolds to say something, to do something, to handcuff me, to punch me, to take me away. But he doesn't. He shifts his weight from one foot to the other while staring down at his boots. Then he lifts his head and meets my gaze. The air in this trailer is too thick to breathe. My cheeks are burning up. Still, he says nothing, just stares at me with a sort of pained look in his eyes. Finally, he takes a deep breath, clears his throat, and gives me a slight nod. He steps forward, opens the trailer door, and walks out. I pause. I feel a little like throwing up. I can't take back anything I said. More important, I don't want to take it back. Maybe this was totally stupid, but a part of me feels good. Maybe even happy. Does that make me even stupider? I don't know. Maybe it just makes me human. I open the door. The sun blinds me. I raise my hand to shade my eyes. Corporal Reynolds is waiting for me. He gives me a sad sort of smile. We walk back to Block 2 without another word.